I am getting ready to head to my first Star Wars celebration ever. Today, we go over the history of Celebration, some highlights from my weekend, go on a huge vintage toy hunt, and I get to witness the most life-changing panel. So let's go. Star Wars Celebration is the mothership of Star Wars. It's where Star Wars fans come together to, yes, celebrate the galaxy and the universe that George Lucas created in a galaxy far, far away. So before we embark on my first journey to Celebration, let's go over the short history of Celebration and how we got here. Celebration started in 1999 to celebrate the Star Wars franchise as a fan gathering and to garner fan interest of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It was first held in Denver, Colorado, but it changes up to different cities and even different countries as well. And even though it's not held every year, there are some years in which the event happens in back-to-back years. Celebration is often the launching pad to announce and celebrate upcoming things in the Star Wars universe, the sequel trilogies, the return of the Clone Wars, The Mandalorian, just to name a few. So here we are, many, many years later, and many, many elements added to the Star Wars universe. So with that being said, let's go to our first Star Wars celebration. I drove from San Diego to Anaheim, California. Honestly, the traffic was super easy, super clear, and I'm only going for one day, Sunday. And this is a 4-day event, and you can choose to get different passes. Jedi Master VIP passes go for $900 each for all 4 days. General admission 4-day passes go for $195 and single-day passes for $80. And there's also kid passes for slightly lower amounts. And my good friends over at the Holo Chronicles podcast gifted me a general admission pass for Sunday, so I want to say thank you to those guys. Celebration was being held at the Anaheim Convention Center this year. So first, I had to enter a queue to give my vaccination status, and you can show them your Clear Pass, which is available on the App Store. And you can use this app to load your vaccination status. Once you're verified, you get a ribbon wristband. Do not lose this wristband, as it's your proof that you're vaccinated and have been through the health screening queue. From there, I was brought into yet another line. There were different queue lines for what type of pass you had. Doors opened at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and I believe the VIPs were let in just a little bit early. But at 10 a.m., the doors opened and we were let into the convention center. And my first sights of the show floor was electric. Just seeing the art installations, such as the giant TIE Fighter in the main lobby, and seeing the main stage for Star Wars Celebration, the online broadcasts were amazing. And if you didn't know, you can tune into YouTube or StarWars.com and watch live feeds from Celebration if you can't attend in person. And that's what I did for the first 3 other days. But to be there live to see the stage was pretty cool. The energy was so on point. So my first quest was for me to bring my figures from home to get graded. And on this event, AFA and CAS were at these shows. And I really wanted to try AFA this time, but I wanted to save some time and go with CAS, as I already have an account with them, and they were practically the first vendor booth I saw. So at these conventions, I always say to take advantage of grading companies being there, as you can have the employees pre-assess your figures for you, you can ask them questions, and you can also help with paperwork or even signing up for an account. And this time, I brought 10 figures from home to get graded. We also ran into a great friend of the channel, Jose, over at General Kenobi's Bunker on YouTube. And this is why I love coming to these events, is that you get to meet great people in the community that you've made friends with and see them in person. And that was so exciting for me. It was honestly like running into an old friend. But one word to explain what you see on the show floor at Celebration: overload, as in sensory overload. Not only are Star Wars products revealed here for the first time at Celebration, but you get a ton of first look prototypes that you can see. And also, there are a ton of Celebration exclusives that are only available here. Plus, you get to meet and greet some of your favorite Star Wars celebrities, and I got to see one that I have been waiting to see for a long, long time, and we're gonna find out who that is later in the episode. we stopped by the Lego section, and I absolutely love the creative of their brand and what they've brought to the Star Wars toys. First off, check out these posters. Yes, they are made of Legos. And I got to see the first glimpses of what new Star Wars sets are coming up, and they had a display of every single Star Wars minifig ever made. And of course, you know I had to find Ahsoka Tano. Collecting clubs also come to Celebration, and you can get a chance to be a part of some amazing meetups with groups that you are either a part of or groups that you want to join. Walking through and seeing some of the items in person, some that I'm seeing for the first time, isn't only cool to get a sense of what they look, feel, and the space needed to display it, but you get to talk to other collectors, get their reactions, ask questions, and just talk collecting. And some of the pieces we saw from vendors were just amazing, like these pieces from Sideshow. Amazing art from an amazing company who really care about details and collectors in their products. And oh yeah, who also wouldn't want a Tauntaun head on their mantle? I mean, come on. Hasbro Pulse was also in the house with a few items that I definitely want to get my hands on, like this Grogu and Ahsoka package set. Now, I haven't pre-ordered this yet, and this one is the new packaging that has no bubble, so let me know in the comments what you think of this new package format. And I definitely want to get one, but with this new packaging format, should I get two? One to keep in the box and one to display loose. Again, let me know your thoughts and how you're gonna do this. Another cool item from Hasbro Pulse was the Dave Feloni and Jon Favreau action figures. Pretty cool to see them in person, great sculpts and figures of both of these guys. Another amazing thing to see row after row was so much beautiful Star Wars art. And there's so many talented and diverse artists here. And another thing that's very important to say about vendors here is that their prices are very fair. I've seen this figure of Ahsoka being sold in toy and collectible stores for $50. And at this show, at multiple vendor booths, I've seen it being sold for close to the first release prices, which is great. Not just for this figure, but for figures across the board. So if you don't like a price on a figure at these events, do some price comparisons with other booths that are there, and you're bound to find a price of what you want to pay for it. But we are here to find some amazing vintage, and vintage we did find. And some amazing pieces at also amazing prices. From all across the vintage landscape, pieces that I have only seen pictures of were suddenly here in my hands and for sale. Celebration definitely is where the buyers and sellers come to complete the hard to find items. Rare carded bootlegs as well. Hard to find classic vintage comics, and some grail pieces that are super hard to find, like this early bird set being sold for $11,000. And some of these items I'm seeing for sale for the first time, and I got a bit of sticker shock on some of them, just to be honest. But I'm on the hunt for a yak face, and I want to either get a graded one, but more appealing would be for me to find a loose complete one that I can send in for a grade myself. And I found one on sale loose for $550, but the condition was less than stellar, and I'm looking for an example that I can grade and expect an 80 or at least an 85 on. And I would love to include this figure for my loose display, but not for this high of a price for this low quality. And this yak face, graded at 85, I was guessing it was being sold for about $900 to $1,100, but when I asked the price, it was actually being sold for a cool $2,000. So I'm gonna have to keep on shopping, as that's kind of out of my price range. And I found another one, this graded 85 yak face for $1,500. Lower price, but still a little too high for me. And I might have to find a high quality loose yak face and send that in for a grade myself. And these prices may be fair, but I just can't afford that right now. But so many cool vintage pieces. Pretty much every single piece of Star Wars vintage ever made could be found and bought here at this event. Well, almost. There are some pieces that you will only ever see once in your life, and these were it. A first shot vinyl cape Jawa, and if you're unfamiliar with what a first shot figure is, it's basically a prototype or a figure that isn't sonically welded and that aren't the final paint process or final accessory pair. And if you know how rare the vinyl cape Jawas are, this one is a needle in a stack of needles. extremely hard to find, as well as this 90 grade, yes, 90 grade double telescoping Darth Vader, which is probably the nicest example of this figure you are ever going to see in your lifetime. And the price tag on this is probably unfathomable. But these were only for display and not for sale. But the mother of all rare figures is the rocket-firing Boba Fett. And there was not only one in this case, but two. And the last one to sell was sold at auction for almost $200,000. This is probably the last time I will ever see this figure again, so I wanted to soak it in. And who knows, one day maybe I might own this. I can dream, right? But for us regular humans, there were some great deals on vintage to be made. And I love collecting mint on card from The Return of the Jedi. And I'm looking for either a Luke Jedi or a Leia in Boushh disguise. And I found a great example of Leia Boushh 77 card back on sale for $200. And we asked for $10 off as the bubble is yellow and it has some imperfections with it, but it's still a great example of a figure and card. I think it's super beautiful. And we saw two Ahsoka Funkos that are next to impossible to find in person. It's the 2016 number 130 Ahsoka Tano Hot Topic exclusive and the 2017 Kamikaze Hot Topic exclusive number 130 glow-in-the-dark version. And we were able to ask for $5 off for each of them, which is cool. Anything helps, and all you have to do is ask. Great pickup from one vendor. And what I thought was a great deal. Let me know what you think about these pickups down there in the comments. And as some of you know, I collect the vintage Star Wars Topps cards, and it seemed like everyone had complete sets for sale, but not as nice as what Billy Galaxy was selling. Now, I asked him an honest opinion about these two items. One was the Series 3 Empire Strikes Back cards, but this one comes with the complete stickers and cards. And my other is the holy grail of my Topps 1977 set. It's the Series 1 cards with the blue border. But he said that this one is not the nicest set, so I would be better shopping around, trying to find a better version than coming back if I couldn't find one if I wanted to buy. I really love that honesty, so I took his advice and only bought the Series 3 Empire Strikes Back cards. And they are super beautiful and super mint. And he also gave us $5 off the set. And I was able to buy the complete red set of the Return of the Jedi cards for $100 with stickers and some wax packs included. And we were able to cross off one figure that I've wanted to buy for a very, very long time now for my loose display case. The Luke Skywalker in his Jedi Knight outfit. And we asked for it for $200 even, and the seller agreed. It is a gorgeous looking figure, and I'm gonna be really happy to include this in my loose display case. And I'm beyond excited to have bought this figure right here at Celebration. And I think it's these figures being bought at these moments that define memories. Every figure has a story, and this Luke has a very cool one because I got it at my first Celebration. And I also picked up a baggy, removable limbs C-3PO for $65, which was the face value. I love this figure, and to pick this up and send it in for a grade to CAS was so much fun for me, and I can't wait to see the grade that I get back. I'm hoping for at least an 80 grade. So let's cross off the Jedi Luke Skywalker off our list for $200, and let's also cross off the baggy C-3PO from our grading run. So let's finally place this Luke Skywalker in our collector display case. So for those of you who are new, I'm collecting the entire Star Wars Kenner action figure line made from 1977 to 1985, and I started from scratch. So if you want to go back and catch up on those episodes, please do. So before I get to my last and most memorable memory of Star Wars Celebration 2022, I want to share some practical things that I learned and maybe some things that'll help you if you decide to go to a celebration in the future. Number one, wear comfortable shoes because you are going to be doing a ton of walking. Number two, take advantage of grading companies if they're there because it'll save you some money on shipping for sure. Number three, bring cash because cash is king. And with cash, you can make better deals because if you're paying with a card, sometimes you can avoid those card-driven fees. And try to get VIP access. You can get in early, skip lines, and get great seats to some panels. Number five, get a hotel close to the venue. And number six, make a plan. Don't do what I did and just show up blindly. If I had a plan and I planned this out better, I could have hit some special things that I didn't know that was happening. So make a plan, know what you're gonna do almost from hour to hour each day. And by doing that, you're gonna have a lot more fun. Number 7, use the Star Wars Celebration app. It has various times for events, for panels, and it gives the booth numbers of some vendors, especially if you know who you want to go visit. So now on to the part that honestly changed my life, and I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of this and witness this at Celebration. So the biggest part of me being here is that I wanted to see at least one panel. I have always seen the historic moments in Star Wars where trailers get released or new movies get announced, shows that we thought were once canceled get new life, or we get entirely new additions to the Star Wars galaxy shown for the first time. I wanted to experience that. So I went to a special event where the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars animated series, The Siege of Mandalore, was gonna have a special screening. It was completely amazing to sit with a full capacity crowd and cheer together, relive great moments together, and show that even if these can be seen on the small screen in our own home, it's important to us to get together as a fan base and watch these together and give these episodes the celebration that they deserve and thank the people who made these possible. And they happen to be there. Carrie Beck, Athena Portillo, and Dave Feloni himself, who I consider to be a great storyteller. It was great to hear from them. Great to get their insights as to what made these last 4 episodes so special and what they learned from them. So here are my thoughts on attending my first celebration. Everyone was there to celebrate something that George Lucas created 45 years ago. Star Wars teaches us that there are right ways and wrong ways of doing things. And often, even the people who make bad choices can be forgiven. And that all it takes is saying, "I'm sorry," or "I was wrong," to be brought back into the light and into balance. And it doesn't matter who you are, what background you came from. We all find these stories on our own, and we have all come together here as a family. Because Star Wars is about hope. It's about finding who you are. And it's about being with and protecting the people you love, the causes you hold dear, and the community in which you live and identify with. And I love Celebration and what you can experience here. You get to meet your heroes, meet new friends, connect with old ones. But all of us share one thing: our love for this amazing universe that was created by one man in a galaxy far, far away.
Thank you, everyone. Get home safely, and we'll see you in London.
And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time. If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.